All right, we'll get started with head coach Pat Noonan. If you're on the Zoom and you have a question, just raise your hand and we'll call on you after we go to the media in person. Pat, if you just want to start with your thoughts on the League's Cup Showcase match against Chivas tomorrow night.
Yeah, good opportunity for for our group, for a lot of guys who maybe haven't gotten a lot of the minutes recently to be out on the field competing against a strong side. So we're looking forward to the matchup.
We'll go to questions in person. Go ahead.
Pat, I think when this game first popped up on the schedule and seeing pretty early in the season that FC Cincinnati was going to be competitive this year and relevant later into the season, there was some justifiable concern about just how this would fit at this time of year, what it would look like. Now that it's here, how do you feel about the match?
I think the timing of it and where it fits in with our schedule actually is beneficial to our group. With the ability for, us having, just played a few days ago in Salt Lake, to have a group of healthy bodies to allow us the opportunity for rotation, but also for, a chance after this game to have the right recovery leading up to Seattle. So, you use it as a good opportunity to push guys' minutes, but also for guys that, might have played the bulk of the minutes in Salt Lake, a chance to use this as, their heavy push for minutes, as we would in the middle of the week, if that makes sense. So I think it actually is a good timed, a well-timed game for our entire group in preparation for Seattle.
And you've coached against big teams from Mexico in competitive environments in Mexico. What will it be like for you to have one of those big teams come to the stadium where you are the manager and just everything that comes with one of these giant Mexican teams?
Yeah, I'm not sure I've looked at it in terms of myself coaching, but what I said to the group was these are competitive games, and understand what this can look like, because they're going to come to compete, they're going to come to win, and they're going to come with quality. And so we need to be prepared for that. And we're also stepping on the field, to win a game at home. And so I always look forward to having our guys matched up against good competition and good players in unfamiliar competition, which we'll see tomorrow.
We spoke with Ronald, and I know you had mentioned previously you were kind of being cautious with him, but this might be an opportunity to kind of stretch him out.
Right.
What are you looking for specifically from him? How do you see him progressing just in his return?
This is a perfect game for Mata to get extended minutes, and so he'll start the game, and I'm looking forward to see him out there competing for a longer stretch, because he's been working very hard, as I've said before, to be on the field for a longer period of time. And this game, again, it comes at a good time for somebody like Mata returning from injury to play longer minutes and see where he's at.
And then you mentioned rotation. We saw Kai is going to be added to the roster for this. I don't know your plans for him specifically, but what can you learn from a player like that during even just the lead up to a game like this?
Yeah, depending on the minutes, how they respond to just being thrown out into a difficult situation against a quality opponent, and see how they fare. So, we'll see how the game's progressing. He's joining us because of where we're at along the back line. So potentially there could be some minutes there for him, depending on how the game plays out. But that remains to be seen. But it's more to help us with cover.
Can I ask a little, because Tyrone had mentioned him pretty early in the year as just someone to kind of keep an eye on. What can you tell us a little bit what you've seen from him just in his growth this year? Yeah,
I think games are always important at a young age, and you can see with the games and the minutes that he's played, with FCC2, some of the strengths that he brings, and then some of the areas that he needs to improve in terms of box defending, in terms of how do you defend forward, communication. There's still a lot for him to improve on, but as far as the profile and where he can get to, that's the that's the upside. But it's, I think, been a year where, there's certainly been plenty of challenges in terms of, not just the winning games, but the performances and finding more consistency in them. So, continue to work with all of those, promising young players to help them continue to improve. And, again, tomorrow's just an opportunity where if we need Kai to step on the field, it'll be, a chance to see where he is against, a quality opponent and really talented attacking players.
All right, we'll go to the Zoom now with Steve from ESPN. Steve, go ahead.
Hi, Pat. I hope you can hear me well.
We can hear
I'm
you.
just wondering if you could speak to the significance of what you think this tournament will be, Leagues Cup, beginning in 2023.
Yeah, good question, Steve. Again, it's kind of the precursor to what will be a competitive cup, Leagues Cup, starting next year. I think anytime you can, match up against top teams, top players from Liga MX, it just continues the conversation of where we rank against with our MLS sides against Liga MX teams, and this is a top team. And I love when we're given the opportunity as players and coaches to play in these games, which are always competitive and will be even more competitive next year. But again, this is going to be a lot of these games that you're going to see are a chance to size up where we are as a league with Liga MX, and that conversation has been ongoing for quite some time, and we've been playing catch up for quite some time. But I think you can see in recent years the level has continued to improve in MLS, where not only are we more competitive, we're winning quite frequently.
If I may follow up on that, what has led to this shift in the United States kind of grasping the opportunity in this rivalry? The Sounders winning CCL, the victory recently in Gold Cup and Nations League. I know that's a broad question, but
Right.
What's led us to this point?
Well, I think the continuous search for improving our rosters from top to bottom. I think you continue to see top talent wanting to come to our league to help us become more competitive. I think from the youth development side, you see a lot of young players given opportunities in these games to help with their development, to help not only our league but our national team, which allows these guys an opportunity at a young age to experience meaningful games against top competition, which, going back years where I think the struggle has now paid off in ways where I think we have a better understanding of how to step on the field and not just, be successful, but be successful consistently and be a team that's holding a trophy like you saw with Seattle in the beginning of the year.
Thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
I'm guessing there's probably a lot of fans that are interested in this game simply because they've heard the name Chivas, but maybe aren't as familiar with the team. What can you tell those people to kind of expect? What are you expecting from Chivas, I guess?
A quality opponent. Again, there's uncertainty as to, who's going to be on the field with where the game falls in the international window coming up, and a lot of times it's an opportunity for some new faces to step on the field. So a little bit unpredictable in that regard, but I've always respected the teams and the players of Liga MX because there's a lot of talent, and for fans that might not understand really, what their league brings to the table, you see a lot of technical players, a lot of guys that are comfortable on the ball, can break you down 1v1, but they compete. They compete hard. It means something to them when they step on the field against MLS opponents. And so I think they'll see a very competitive Chivas side, and regardless of who's on the field, they're going to see a quality Chivas side.
Thank you very much, Pat.
Thank you.